Hello, I'm Matthew from Ludobox, and today I'm going to give you an overview of Charterstone. Charterstone is a worker placement legacy game. It's a game for 1 to 6 players, ages 14 and up, and it plays for around 60 minutes. But the length of the game can vary. So in this game, you have been sent by the Forever King to be the head of a district of a new town he wants to build. And he wants to build a town in his honor, and you want to honor your king. And you're going to do that by building the city and developing it. But you're going also to send resources out to him and improve your fame. So basically, you're going to do all of that to gain victory points on this track, and the one with the highest victory points wins. This is a legacy game, so it means that you will have this rule book, and this rule book, called a Chronicle book, is going to be empty or kind of empty at the beginning of the game. And you're going to stick stickers on the rules. Sometimes you update the rules. This one is very short, so I'm sure it will be updated soon because I haven't seen anything. So it is a game in which you play and you expand the content of the game. For example, the board is quite empty at the moment, but it might get bigger because we're going to stick stickers here. We're going to improve how the game works and improve the rules constantly. But it's not all, because we can improve our player characters. We have these boxes which contain our basically our material, and we are going to indicate if we won or lost, and indicate how we want to improve over the course of the game. So it kind of makes a cohesive campaign with a storyline, and you're going to be able to play the game even after the campaign. You can still unlock new content after the end of the campaign, because the game is designed for you not to find everything during the campaign, because it is really player driven, but you can still find new things afterwards. So in this game, you're going to try to get victory points by transforming resources, basically. And what you get is these workers. You have 2 workers to play with. And as I told you at the beginning of the video, it's a worker placement game. So on your turn, you get 1 choice out of 2 actions. The first thing you can do is place one of your workers from your reserve to a place. For example, the fields gets me wheat, so I get wheat. And that's it, I've done my turn. And the second thing that I can do, for example, if I had placed my workers there, I can retrieve my workers and place them back into my available supply. So this means that basically I will have like refreshing cooldown turns, and this is very important. But what happens if I really want to get to the field to get wheat and there is already a worker there? So I can go there and drive away the other worker, and I'm going to give it back to the player supply. And this is very important because that yellow player just gained an action because I chose to go there. I can go there, but I'm going to give him an action and benefit from the place. So basically that's how it goes. So these are the basic buildings that we have. We chose not to put too many specific buildings. We don't want to spoil you too much, so it's kind of okay. But we have these buildings at the center and this one. And what they do is that they give you the means to improve your village. For example, we may buy cards from the market. So the market is there, I can perform an action there, and I can buy cards off this market. And what basically it does is you get assistants. Assistants are just people that you can name that give you they give you bonuses, and you can create an engine through assistants. So you get more victory points in performing certain actions, or you do stuff and it gets you stuff. It's kind of passive. And you can have building cards. So the building cards can come in 2 ways. You have the empty building cards, which can still be used, more on that later, and the full building card. So what do I do with a full building card? When I acquire it, I just put it in my reserve, and I can build it. And when I build it using this building, I'm just going to pay resources and unstick the sticker, stick it somewhere on my personal district, but I can build in other places as well. And basically what that does is it gives the players another action to perform. But this card is still in the game. And why is that? It's that the Forever King sends us blueprints and crates. And these crates here, symbols, are very important because we can go to the Charterstone and open the crates. And when we open the crates, we go to the index. So the index is this big box of cards, and it contains everything you need to go through the game. And every time you open a crate, you just have to look the number and look for the cards, which are all numbered. And you pull the cards out of the index and add them up to your hands and to the game. And it may add new rules, it may add new mechanics. So this is very important because it pushes the game in your way, basically. And it pushes the game forward and it gives it momentum. So doing all of this gives you victory points, but it's not the only source of victory points. You can also perform and claim these objective cards. So, for example, this one is get 6 gold, and if I have 6 gold, I don't get the objective, like, you know, I don't snap my fingers and say, hey, I get victory points out of this. You have to go there and you have to claim the objective. And you're going to use one of these markers, influence markers. You put it on the objective to specify you've done it, and then you get the victory points for the objective. And this is how it works. And these influence markers are very important. You have 12 of them at the beginning of the game, and you're going to spend them to get victory points. So to get reputation. So reputation is a track, and the player with the most reputation wins, earns some victory points, and there is a podium. You have quotas here. So the quotas enable you to spend resources to get victory points. So it's a super effective way of getting victory points. And finally, some actions like opening crates, building buildings, claiming objectives. So they all take influence tokens. And they are limited. Once you have no more influence tokens, you cannot gain effectively victory points. So this is really important. And you're going to perform actions and take turns. Players are going to take turns until the end of the game. And the end of the game is when this progress track goes to the end. And it advances, the marker advances every time a player builds a building, opens a crate, or claims an objective. So there's that, but there's also something else. If you don't have any more influence tokens in your supply, at the end of your turn, the marker advances. So that's how the game goes. And at the end of the game, you count victory points, you count the stars you've accumulated, and you're going to improve your character and your carriage capacity. So you can improve the gold you get at every round, the victory points. You can remove danger tokens. What that is, I don't know. Or maybe I know, but I don't want to tell you. So there's a lot of stuff to unlock in this game. And finally, you've got those boxes. And those boxes should be opened after, well, the game tells you to open them. I'm not going to go over what is in those boxes because you've got everything you need. Storage for the cards you don't use anymore. Storage for the cards you use on a game-to-game basis. So you've got everything covered, but you can understand that Charterstone is a game that will evolve with you. So once you get the rules of the game, they kind of change during the game sometimes. Well, you know almost everything about Charterstone, so I just have to say, good game.